Self-improvement is not masturbation. It's very easy for cynicists online to parrot a movie phrase, but I differ. I don't think it is actually true. Self-improvement is not masturbation, but self-improvement artists are. They are masturbating. Who are self-improvement artists? It's the people who take monk mode and their entire life becomes monk mode. They are not upgrading socially. All they do is the gym and the biohacking routine. They're dependent on it. Their entire personality is their little biohacking routine. I think they genuinely deserve the criticism. I think they genuinely deserve the hate. But since they masquerade as self-improvement followers, self-improvement ends up taking a lot of the hate, which I don't think the industry as a whole deserves. True self-improvement, holistic self-improvement, the full version of the self-improvement can change lives, because it has changed mine and it has changed a lot of people's lives for the better. Because full holistic self-improvement always involves social skills as well. Holistic means looking at every single aspect. If you look at every single aspect of your life and you try to self-improve, social skills forms a part of that as well. If you miss a few nights sleep, for example, and you go out partying, you go out hanging out with your friends, as long as you're not doing destructive habits like consuming alcohol, like taking some substances, as long as you're not being destructive about it, I think it's absolutely amazing. Because social skills, if you upgrade your social skills when you're at the club, when you're at the party, that is part of self-improvement. A lot of people can't even imagine this. You can go out there, have fun with your friends, and that is self-improvement because it's part of social skills. A lot of these self-improvement artists, they depend on their biohacking routine. They depend on their monk mode. True self-improvement comes from not depending on the habits. You should do your meditation as a performance enhancer, sure, but you shouldn't depend on meditation. You shouldn't make meditation part of your personality, and 1 or 2 days of skipped meditation should not freak you out. That is true self-improvement, not dependence on the habits, but using the habits as a performance enhancer. And I don't think it ever deserves the hate that it gets online. Sure, there are periods in your life when you need focus, when you need to get onto a monk mode and you need to super duper focus on your work and studies and whatever it is. You need to get into a monk mode every now and then for a period of time. But the answer and question are written in the same exact sentence. Period of time. Monk mode is not your entire life. Monk mode is not your entire life. It needs to happen for a period of time, maybe 2 months, 3 months, maybe even 6 months. But after that, the goal is you need to reintegrate into society. You need to reintegrate socially. You need to go out with your friends, have fun, and upgrade socially, communicate with strangers. You have to do all that. You have to reintegrate with society. If all year round, if you say that, oh yeah, I'm in the monk mode season, that is not self-improvement at all, because you are not self-improving. Okay, picture this. You do monk mode seasons for your physique. You do monk mode season for your work, your business, your goals. How about you do a monk mode season for your social life? How about you give yourself 1 month or 2 months to just go out with your friends, to have some fun, to communicate with strangers, to hold a conversation, strike up a conversation with strangers? How about you do that? How about you try and get uncomfortable outside the gym for once? Because growth comes from discomfort. If you feel uncomfortable, that is where growth is from. Right now, all the discomfort you're feeling is from inside the gym. How about you try that same thing outside for once? Let me put this caveat out there. If you look at social skills as this thing that needs to be monk moded on, it will not play out long term as very naturally, because if you are in this monk mode sort of a mindset that you need to over optimize every single thing for social skills, it doesn't really play out very naturally. So you kind of need to be in a flow. You kind of need to be very natural about it. But if you treat social skills as a little bit of a monk mode thing after spending 6 months indoors, I think it's a good start. But it's just a good start. If you're not careful, you're going to turn yourself into this autistic, cold approaching PUA kind of a guy who is not respected by a social group at all. Or you're going to turn into an autistic jester who doesn't attract anybody at all. You're going to end up being dependent on the monk mode social skills version rather than actually integrating with society. But I still think it's a good start. My point is, I genuinely think self improvement doesn't deserve the hate that it's currently getting online. Self improvement currently is treated as this thing that needs to be made fun of. Everybody takes the piss out of self improvement creators. Yeah, sure, some creators are going off in random paths, some creators are going off in paths that really are not aligned with self improvement anymore. But self improvement as a topic, just because the people representing it are goofballs, the topic shouldn't be derogated. I think self improvement is a great thing. It has changed my life definitely, and it has changed a lot of other people's lives for the better. So I think self improvement should make a comeback, because the men's mental health crisis is not over yet. Men are still treated down, men are still kicked when they're down. Yes, people have started talking about men's mental health, which is like a big shift, but still the situation hasn't changed. The graph still increases, like more and more men are killing themselves each year. So I think self improvement needs to make a comeback, and the full version of self improvement this time, the holistic self improvement, needs to come back, which includes social skills as a part of the virtues.